Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today I have a book haul for you. The last book haul I did took place in July, so these are books that I've got since then, but also include the Willoughby Book Club books from probably the last 7 months. I'm going to start with my most recent editions, and these come from 2 indie authors that I know. The first book is Fractured Blood by Michael Tetzlaff. This is written by one of the writers who attends my creative writing group, our creative writing group, the creative writing group I'm secretary of, and is set in the near future, and people have been messing around with DNA, and it's a thriller. Mike's writing reminds me somewhat of Elmore Leonard, but there can be a comedic aspect. I don't know whether this is going to have any comedy in it, but I've heard him read pieces from this throughout the years, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out. And then I have Broken Ties by Margaret Holbrook. I'm actually included in the acknowledgements of this book, and that's the first time that has ever happened. You might know that Margaret's book Cul-de-sac Tales is what influenced the way I created the chapters for Our Doris, and Margaret has also been one of my beta readers for the Secret writing project. I did a workshop a few years ago and Margaret has created a book from one of the writing bursts I gave in that workshop. And this book follows the character of Jed, whose mother has disappeared. And then we follow him throughout the years as he questions just why she left. And I imagine that it's going to be quite the novel. I am always fond of Margaret's work and the way she writes, and we'll be attending a walk she's doing going around all the places that she mentions within this book next month. Next, I'm going to move on to the Willoughby Book Club books. Firstly, we have Tigers in Red Weather, which I know was actually November's book to me, and everybody knows this book. It's been around for 6 years now. I get it into the charity shop all the time, so I'm not going to lie, I was pretty disappointed that this was one of the books that I was sent. It mentions jazz, and I remember people likening it to The Rules of Civility, a book that I gave away, and also something like The Great Gatsby. I'm not sure about that, but I will probably be interested in it. Next, I got The Universe versus Alex Wood. This is another book that I've owned before, got it from the charity shop, gave it away, and now own it. It does come into the shop a lot. Probably something that I'm gonna like. It sounds like it's humorous. It does sound like something that I'm going to enjoy. But once again, I was very disappointed that this was a book that I received. A book that didn't disappoint me too much was The Princess Bride by William Goldman. Never seen the film, but I know that a lot of people enjoy it, and it does sound like something that I would enjoy. I got this book way back in April, and that is My Grandmother Sends Her Regards and Apologises by Fredrik. I've wanted to read something by this author for a while, and I had actually been planning to purchase this a few days before I got this. As we know, I've not been buying many books this year, so I have just been stuck to the Willoughby Book Club subscription for the most part. Next, I got a book that I'd never heard of before, and that is Death and the Penguin by Andrey Kurkov. And this is about a writer and a trap and a penguin of some sort. Don't like shiny covers, got a shiny cover. I feel like I shouldn't be ungrateful for this. The whole reason I asked for this book subscription last year was because I wanted to not know what I was receiving and just wanted to go into works blind. However, I feel like the things that I have received have been a bit on the accessible side. Like when you receive a book that you know about, and the whole aim of this was to receive books that I didn't know about, then it's a bit of a shame. But also when you receive something that you feel as though doesn't amount to the money you paid for it, then you do get a bit frustrated. And I know they didn't necessarily say that you would definitely receive a hardcover when you took on this subscription. We paid 100 and something quid for 12 months, and to receive 12 paperbacks that I could have got for £1 from my shop did seem a bit tedious, and is one of the reasons that I'm not going to be doing the subscription again, despite the fact that I know a lot of people enjoy it. Next, I got River Road by Carol Goodman. I have absolutely no idea why I was sent this. And there are a few... There's one after this as well, that I know what my sister put down when she was doing this bespoke edition thing. And this is a thriller that follows this woman who has run over a deer in the night, and then the next morning she finds out one of her students has been run over, and it becomes this big conspiracy similar to The Girl on the Train. If you know me, I hate The Girl on the Train. This book, I don't care that it was blurred by Tess Gerritsen with the word gripping. It's not gripping. It's extremely easy to know how this mystery is going to be resolved, and I'm fed up of alcoholism being used as a way for writers to bulk out what could easily be a short story. Next, I got another damaged book from the Willoughby Book Club, and that was Earthsea by Ursula K. Leguin. I know that I got this because I said I like fantasy, but it's a bent book, and also, I'm not interested in it. I know that sounds terrible, but I've had this book before. And I know there's this thing of you can send books back, but at the moment we're at a point where I would have sent like half of the books they've sent me back. So, really not working out here. To cap it all off, the worst book I could have received from the Willoughby Book Club, the book that made me say to everyone, do not ever think of getting me a book subscription service ever again, is The Emergence of Judy Taylor by Angela Jackson. Now, look at that cover. That is what I call a terrible cover. This is a book about a woman who just decides to get divorced one day, and I don't understand why I was sent it. It was brought out by Corset. When I first saw it, I thought that it had been self-published. It's formatted incorrectly. The writing just sounds like a list, and it does not relate to any of the books at all. And also it's blurred by Grazia. Do I look like the type of person who's going to accept a blurb from Grazia? No. Why I would be sent this book, I have absolutely no idea in the world, and was really frustrated that this was the last book that I received. The amount of money that was spent by my father to receive these 12 books that I received does nowhere near amount the £100 and something of goods. And I know that this is a business and loads of other people are happy with them, but personally I was not happy. I do not understand how they came up with the ideas to send me the books they sent. Yes, I got one of my favourite books this year from them, and I wouldn't have known about that book otherwise, but it seemed that I got 3 months worth of books that I could understand why they sent me and was just, you know, thrilled by, and then the other 9 are completely out there and I have no idea how they came to end up at my doorstep. This final batch of books I purchased in October because basically my grandmother pointed out that she owed me birthday presents, and I still haven't received the money for these from her, but there you go. I got The Museum of Cathy by Anna Stothard, and I have actually done a review of this in a wrap-up, so I'll link that somewhere. I got Liminal by B. Lewis, which has been doing the rounds a bit. I actually intended to read that for Halloween and never got around to it, as I intended to read Melmoth by Sarah Perry for Halloween and never got around to it. I also got The Corset by Laura Purcell, already given that away so can't show it. I got Transcription by Kate Atkinson that I've mentioned in a wrap-up, so I will leave a link to that. And I got Lethal White by Robert Galbraith. And the reason behind this is, I wasn't going to purchase any more of the Robert Galbraith books. I was going to get them out of the library because I haven't enjoyed the last 2. Other people who enjoyed the things I didn't enjoy this book, which leads me to think that maybe because they didn't enjoy it, I just might enjoy it, if you see my thinking. However, it's 647 pages, and I'm of the mind that a mystery never needs to be that long. So I'm going to go into it, I'm going to keep an open mind, but I think that the chances are I may not necessarily like this, and if I don't, well, that's my own stupid fault. And them's the books. If you'd like to discuss any of them, then please feel free to do so in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, that is all.